Good morning. My name is Connor Hara, and I'll be your chairperson for today's service. Are there any visitors or new students and families here this morning? If so, welcome to our temple. Could those of you sitting near them help find the proper pages for the sutras, gathas, and readings? Thank you. First, we'll have Sambujo on page 24 in the big book, followed by sutra chanting Juseige on page 23 in the little book, or page 93 in the big book.
Sa
Now we have a Gatha when we see the Golden Sun, page 101 in the small service book, followed by the Golden Chain, which is located on page 2 in the little book, or page 15 in the big book under Golden Chain 1.
When we see the golden sun shining from above, we are mindful of the Buddha's love. For us all his pure compassion sheds its steadfast glow. By his doctrine, wisdom's way to show. When we see the silver moon gleaming in the sky, we remember still our Lord is nigh. By his blessed law to guide us through this earthly
golden chain. I am a link in Amida's golden chain of love that stretches around the world. I will keep my link bright and strong.
I will be kind and gentle to every living thing and protect all who are weaker than myself. I will think pure and beautiful thoughts, say pure and beautiful words, and do pure and beautiful deeds. May every link in Amida's golden chain of love be bright and strong, and may we all attain perfect peace.
Namo Amida Butsu.
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 We will now have a Dharma lesson by Minister's Assistant, Mrs. Tanabe.
Good morning. How are you doing? Very good. It's so good to see you. I love to hear you talking and laughing. You start a new Dharma school year. Are you happy to be here? Or are you here because your parents make you come? Please join me in Kansho. With a pure heart full of love, I will act towards others exactly as I would act towards myself. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. I start another year of Dharma school. What better way to start another new year filled with the teaching of Sakamoto Buddha and Honen and Shonen. But the one practice we do every Sunday was unknown to Sakamoto Buddha and to Honen and to Shonen. Who knows what we recited today, the Golden Chain? Who wrote the Golden Chain? Anybody know? Nobody? It was about 90 years ago. What about Dharma school teacher? Do you know who wrote the Golden Chain? Okay, Minister's Assistant, don't fail me. Yes, Dorothy Hunt. Dorothy Hunt was a woman from Hawaii. About 90 years ago, she wrote this. She wrote this for her Dharma school students. But it's not just for kids, it's for adults too. Dorothy and her husband were from England. And Ernest, her husband, was very interested in religion. And finally he came across Buddhism. And he became so interested that he persuaded Dorothy to move to Hawaii so he could learn more about Buddhism. They participate in Hawaii many Buddhist activities. Dorothy wanted to teach the Dharma school children about kindness, about compassion, about the Buddhist principle of interdependence. She incorporated this in the Golden Chain. She explain how we are all connected with one another. As you know, a chain is a link. You each are a link in this golden chain. And when we're linked together, we are strong. We are unbreakable. We are very, very, very connected to each other. There's a lot of history on her husband, Ernest, but not so much on Dorothy. So when we truly reflect on the words of the golden chain that Dorothy wrote, we want to put them into practice, not just on Sunday, but every day. I am a link Amida's golden chain of love that stretches around the world. I will keep my link bright and strong. I will be kind and gentle to every living thing and protect all who are weaker than myself. I will think pure and beautiful thoughts, say pure and beautiful words, and do pure and beautiful deeds. May every link in Amida's golden chain of love be bright and strong, and may we all attain perfect peace. The golden chain teaches us about interdependence and that we're all connected, not just to other human beings, but to all living things. Can you tell me some other living things? Besides human beings, what are living things? Are trees living things?
Yes.
Are bushes, are insects, are animals, are pets? So they're all living things. So not just for human beings, but for all living things. It teaches us to be kind and to be helpful, especially to those who are smaller and weaker than myself. When you see someone being bullied, what do? Nothing? Just ignore the situation? Or will you take the time to tell an adult, someone who can maybe stop the bullying? If we practice thinking pure and beautiful thoughts, saying pure and beautiful words, and doing pure and beautiful deeds, then we grow into beautiful human beings and be at peace. In this world of everlasting suffering, wars, conflicts, it is difficult to stay optimistic and hopeful. But remember the golden chain of love, and that we are never, never alone. When we reach out to others, we are reminded of being connected and loved. When you go to your classroom, say thank you to your teachers. Instead of staying in bed or going to a game or doing shopping each Sunday, these teachers have volunteered their time and energy to be with you. Have a wonderful Dharma school year. Please join me in Kansho. If a man speaks with pure thought, happiness follows him like a shadow that never leaves him. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you for your kind attention. Enjoy your Dharma school year.
Thank you, Ms. Tanabe. We will now have Gatha farewell on page 45 in the little service book, followed by the promise located on page 5 in the little book or page 15 in the big book.
Dharma school is over for another day. Let us gather round the shrine, bow our heads and say, thank you, teacher, for your help. Thank you, everyone. Buddha's love will keep us safe till our work is done. So we'll meet again next week. Won't you take good care? Let us try to do what's right, always kind and fair. We shall spread the happiness faith in Buddha brings. Now it's time to say goodbye till we meet again. Namo Amida Butsu, sing this fine refrain. Namo Amida Butsu, strong in faith remain. Namo Amida Butsu, strong in faith remain. Namo Amida Butsu, till we meet again.
The promise. We thank the Buddha for showing us the way of freedom. We will endeavor to walk in a noble path every day of our lives. Namo Amida Butsu.
Namo Amida Butsu.
Namo Amida Butsu.
Namo Amida Butsu.
Namo Amida
Namo
Butsu.
Amida Butsu.
Thank you, Rinban Sakamoto, Reverend Mikame, Reverend Jones, Mrs. Akizuki, Miss Tanabe, Organist, Miss Tsuchimoto, and AV Coordinator, Miss Onishi. Are there any announcements?
While people are coming up on October, the morning of October the 6th, that weekend, 4, 5, 6, the Federation of Buddhist Women's Association will have their conference here in San Jose at the Doubletree. Excuse me. And the closing service for that conference will be here. So Sunday morning, October the 6th, closing service will be here at 10 o'clock. Excuse me. But on that morning, there'll be no Dharma school. Everyone is invited to come and join the Federation to have service here, to join them in the service of that morning. So 10 o'clock, Sunday morning, October the 6th, Federation Conference closing service, and we were all invited to join them for that closing service. So remember, there's no Dharma school, but there will be a service here that everyone is welcome to come and be a part of.
Good morning. My name is Mas Nishimura, and I have two announcements today. One is on behalf of the junior choir. We would like to start junior choir next week. Junior choir is from 3rd grade all the way to high school. And so we sing popular songs as well as gathas and everything in between. And no experience necessary. We will provide the instruction as well as kind of the opportunity for you to sing. It's a great way for kids to get over shyness, or getting familiarity with standing in front of people and talking. So that's one. Again, if you're interested, please contact the office, and they'll put you in touch with me. Thank you. The other one is we are looking for someone to coordinate the Open Door Cafe. Who remembers what the Open Door Cafe is? Yeah, there you go. Okay, so it is a program that we have to basically serve coffee, but serve as also a place where people get information about the temple, as well as congregate before and afterwards to establish connection between you, the Sangha. We need someone, Emmy Tsutsumi did it for, I think, over 10 years. We need someone to not do it directly. We have enough volunteers. We just need someone to coordinate, basically set up the schedule of who can be there and so forth. So if you are available to organize this effort, please see me or the office. Thank you very much. We just need one person. It can be shared responsibility as well. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Tyler,
I'm Trevor.
and we're here with Troop 611. We have an electronic waste collection event.
On Saturday, October 5th, from 9 to 3.
And it'll be here at the Betsuin. So we'll be accepting wiring and cable, desktop PCs, laptop servers, monitors, televisions, printers, mice and keyboards, and other accessories. So if you have anything, just make sure to stop by from 9 to 3 on the October 5th. Thank you.
Morning, I'm Larry Honda. I have a couple announcements. On Sunday, October 13th, we're having the birthday celebration for Sumi, who gave the wonderful Dharma talk today, so please sign up for that. On Saturday, October 19th, we're having the first community-wide Kato Kai event. So those of you who are eligible for that, so the Kato are seniors of a certain age, so this one's going to be for those 75 and over. You should have received an invitation, an email invitation or something. So if you didn't, contact the office and we can set you up with that. And then lastly, I don't know, did any of you come to any of the Techno Hoyo events this past week? So I don't know what you thought of it. It was certainly different, whatever your reaction to it was. I'm just here to thank everyone involved who helped put this on. Reverend Mikame was our point of contact here with the BCA group that did it, so thank you, Sensei. I want to thank all the tech people, so Mr. Onishi, Mr. Kitagawa, Mr. Endo, Mr. Nishimura, thank you so much for all that you guys did to do all the things here. Office staff, thank the office staff. Mr. Onishi blacked out all the windows. He found some black paper to put up to darken. So I was here for the 3 o'clock one, and it was amazing how dark this place could be in the middle of the afternoon. I didn't think that was going to happen, and it did. And then there were so many others of you, I can't name everybody, but for all of you who helped out with that, thank you. It was a one-of-a-kind event. We'll see if anything like that happens in the future, but thank you. I knew there was one thing. Sangha Support, after Dharma School today at 11 o'clock, is holding a game day today. So they're starting to set up tables in there. So it's open to all of you to attend if you're interested in. Gosh, I was trying to memorize all the things there and I can't, but they have puzzles and games and Sudoku. They have a karaoke area. They have a crafts area. They have Texas Hold'em, other games. I'm going to be doing some card game called 5 Crowns if you want to learn a new card game. But anyway, if you're interested in that, if you have the time, that's going on from 11 o'clock this morning. So hope to see you there. Thanks.
Before everyone leaves the temple, please straighten all the books for the next service. Those of you who are interested are welcome to attend the adult English service following this service. For your safety, please obey the crossing guards and look both ways before crossing the street. Thank you for attending today's service.
Garrett. Remember Sakamoto?
Good morning.
Oh, you do? You know how to play that, yeah.
Morning.
One of our favorite games. Yeah. Good morning. Good to see so many of you here. I'm Dennis Akizuki. I'll be your chairperson for this morning's service. Before we begin, just a reminder, please no food or drinks in the hondo, and turn off your cell phones or put them on silent. Thank you very much. Do we have anybody here for the first time? Cool. Would you like to introduce yourself? Well, thank you. Welcome. So if you need some help, somebody around you might be able to help you find the proper pages of what we're going to chant and sing. We will begin this morning's service with Sambujo on page 24 in the large service book, followed by sutra chanting Junirai on page 20 in the small Dharma school service book, or page 67 in the large service book.
Ko Namanda, 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 namanda.
Please rise now for the singing of the Gatha, Amida's Paradise, which you'll find on page 36 in the small Dharma School service book. Please remain standing for the three treasures, page 3 on the small Dharma School service book.
Will you please join in the reading of the three treasures on page 3. Hard is it to be born into human life. Now we are living it. Difficult is it to hear the teachings of the Blessed One. Now we hear it. If we do not deliver ourselves in the present life, no hope is there that we shall be freed from suffering and sorrow in the ocean of birth and death. Let us reverently take refuge in the three treasures of the truth. I take refuge in Buddha. May we all together absorb into ourselves the principle of your way to enlightenment and awaken in ourselves the supreme will. I take refuge in Dharma. May we all together be submerged in the depth of the doctrine and gain wisdom as deep as the ocean. I take refuge in Sangha. May we all together become units in true accord in your life of harmony, in a spirit of universal oneness, freed from the bondage of selfishness. Even through ages of myriads of kalpas, hard is it to hear such an excellent, profound, and wonderful doctrine. Now we are able to hear and receive it. Let us thoroughly understand the true meaning of Tathagata's teaching. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you. Please be seated. This morning we have for our speaker, Dennis Akizuki. Usually the person who's speaking sings and does the three treasures. And then Dennis doesn't Dennis doesn't see himself as a performer in that sense. So, but thank you very much. Okay, so Dennis is our speaker this morning.
Good morning. Please join me in Gassho and reciting Nembutsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Again, good morning. Welcome to everyone joining us in the Hondo or watching at home. We're glad you could join us. So we had a special event here this past week. I don't know if some of you may not know about it. We had something called a techno hoyo. Techno is like techno music, hoyo like in a Buddhist service. So this is a different kind of Buddhist service. How many of you attended one of the techno? Wow, a lot of you did. So those of you who may have missed it, though, so we had a Jodo Shinshu priest, Jodo Shinshu, our sect of Buddhism, from Fukui Prefecture, Japan. And we also had a lay person from Japan who brought sutra chanting like we had, but to the beat of techno music. And they had like see-through curtains and the openings of the Onaijin, and they flashed like lights and images of like Buddha, and the lights moved around, and it was kind of set up like a regular service. We had Kansho ringing at the bell, Sambujo, also another beginning chant, Tisarana. And then we had sutra chanting, but the sutra chanting was to the beat of techno music, and that was pretty cool. So this was a special tour of the United States, sponsored by the Buddhist Churches of America for the BCA's 125th anniversary. And there were 4 services in New York City at the New York Buddhist Church, 1 at the Los Angeles Temple, 1 at the University of Southern California, and 3 here at the San Jose Betsuan. So we had a lot of people from different areas come and watch it. We had people from Mountain View, Salinas, Alameda. We had a number of Buddhist ministers from around the area also attend. So we had Bishop Marvin Harada, a bishop of the Buddhist Church of America. He was here, and he had a one-word reaction after he saw the first one, or participated in the first one. He said, "Wow." So it was a lot to take in, flashing colored lights, techno beat, but you could actually still hear the words to Sambujo, Junirai, Shoshinge, and Reverend Asakura, who was the minister from Japan. You could see he was chanting along with it. So those of you who attended, what did you think? Reactions? Anybody want to share their reactions? True joy, somebody said. True joy. Anybody else?
I really liked it.
All right, another person said, I really liked it. Any other reactions?
It was like a rap show.
It was like a rap show. Mr. Okamoto, you go to rap shows? You're cooler than I thought. Yes?
Very unifying and uniting.
Very unifying, very uniting. Other reactions? Yeah, I'll mention that in a little bit. Any other reactions? Okay, so yeah. So again, I think two emotions to me, joy, which is mentioned, and gratitude. Gratitude for having something like that, to hear, to participate in the service in a different way. So there was joy in the Hondo. I mean, people were smiling. They were tapping their feet. They were waving their cell phones with flashlights on like this. And they were dancing, and I can attest that a couple of ministers here who were sitting in the front row got up and danced in their full, special robes. That was kind of something to see. Reverend Mikame said, "Oh, this is the first time I danced in the Hondo." And she was very happy about that. So I see parallels in this joy and gratitude I witnessed in the Hondo to another story, the story of Moggallana, right? Moggallana is one of the Buddha's disciples. And long story short, upon learning that his mother had been saved from the realm of hungry ghosts, Moggallana started dancing in joy, joyfully, just that my mother is saved. So this is the origin of Obonodori, our Obon festival, our Obon dancing. We're remembering those loved ones, friends and family who have passed on, and not in sadness, but with joy, right? With gratitude for the things that they did for us and continue to do for us, the legacy. So that with that kind of joy and gratitude, it kind of is what Obon is kind of about. And I think the Tekno Hoyo brought that same kind of joy and gratitude about hearing the Dharma in a different way. I'd like to think that, hearing the sutras chanted to a driving techno beat, people felt joy like Mogollon did, and they were inspired to get up and dance, which people did here. So I was looking at, this could be looked at as gratitude in action, right? You're grateful, but your gratitude kind of prompts you or inspires you to get up and dance, right? And I think that's good. I think that's great. Because like at Obon, like we dance in gratitude, again, for friends and family who've passed on. So we have slides up there. Let's see, the first slide. This is like kind of like U.S. tour, and we had Reverend Asakura, and Madoko Kono is the layperson. Next slide, if you want to see that's Reverend Asakura. That's the guy who started Techno Hoyo. Some people were surprised, this is the guy who started Techno Hoyo, and he's not a young guy, he's like in his late 50s, right? Actually had a birthday when he was here. Madoko Kono, so yeah, definitely a young guy, red hair, red glasses, very interesting, and I'll talk about both of them in a little bit. Reverend Asakura started this Techno Hoyo kind of at his home temple in Fukui about 15 years ago. He was actually a DJ in his younger days, and when he took over the family temple, in temples in Japan, they're family temples. So, if your family is, if your father or mother is the head of the temple, somebody in the family is expected to take over as the next priest, right? So, Reverend Sakura, so he was able to kind of like enjoy himself when he was young and be a DJ, but at a certain point he was expected to come back to his temple and take over as the minister. But he saw that there were not a lot of young people at the temple, so he was trying to find a way, so how can I get young people to come back to the temple? So he, with the permission of his parents, he said, okay, I'm going to do something that for my other life. So he combined a service and techno music. So that's how we came up with the Techno Hoyo. So thousands of people have attended the Techno Hoyo services since he started them, and thousands in Japan, and then hundreds here attended the services here. Even more people watched on YouTube. So 2018, one of those people watching on YouTube was that Madoko Kono. Madoko Kono has ADHD, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. He has Asperger's syndrome, and he has bouts of depression. So in 2018, he came across one of Reverend Asakura's services, techno services, and he became enthralled by it. He said, I watched it 180 times a day, probably day after day, right? So, and then he said he wanted to thank Asakura Sensei, but he did more than thank Asakura Sensei. His gratitude kind of inspired him to do something different. What did he do? He founded his own group, Cyber Namu Namu, like Namu Amida Butsu, Cyber Namu Namu, and with his goal of combining traditional Buddhist thinking with modern technology. So he's a layperson, he's not a minister, and this group is not just him, he bills himself as a representative of Cyber Namu Namu. And it consists of 2 Buddhist priests who chant, he has a composer and arranger, and a DJ producer. And as you saw from the photos, he has red hair and red glasses. And they create their own music. And last month they came out with an album titled Cyber Monk. So Cyber Monk, and you could probably look for it and find it. So again, the Techno Hoyo had 2 parts. The first was a service part. And again, you had the traditional kind of order of how a service went. And then you had the end Dharma talk by Asakura Sensei. And the second part was by Sabri Namu Namu, and it was 3 sutras to electric music, including an electric dance music version of Amida Kyo, which is one of the sutras in the main sutra book. So the service ended with the recitation of the Nembutsu 11 times, and the Gatha Namo Amida Butsu. The Gatha Namo Amida Butsu is when life is fair and sunlight kills the day. And so the singing was, the lead vocalist in that was Beautiful woman, beautiful voice, right? And I was kind of like listening to that. Maybe sounded like Mikame Sensei a little bit, but not really Mikame Sensei. Then I discovered later that singer wasn't a real person at all. It was a woman's voice created by artificial intelligence. So that was pretty amazing. It was pretty amazing to hear that. So again, something different. And again, I think Cyber Namu Namu is an example of gratitude in action. Kono-san was inspired. He was thankful for being able to experience Asakura Sensei's video, and he did that one step more. He did something. He's creating something on his own. In the same vein, I think again, it's reaching different people. If you look. If we go to some of the other slides, you can actually you can watch videos of the U.S. services if you look at TechnoHoyo US. If you search on YouTube, TechnoHoyo US. Next slide. You could look at Reverend Asakura's other videos if you look for his name, Gyosen Asakura. And then you could also find videos of Cyber Namu Namu. If you look for Cyber Namu Namu. So again, I think these are different ways of reaching out, of attracting people to come in. It's not something that is for every Sunday, and even Reverend Asakura, he does it, I think, twice a year. So it's just a way to bring people in. I think after we bring people in, we have to work on keeping them here, engaging with them. Well, welcome them. Thank them for coming out, and then making them feel a part of our sangha and getting them more involved. So again, I think it was a wonderful experience, a wonderful way to experience a service in a different way, and I enjoyed it a lot. And I'm glad so many of you were able to experience it. And maybe it'll come back. I think they're interested in coming back. And maybe we'll see it again, and maybe in a bigger venue with more people. If you look at some of the videos, especially of Cyber Namu Namu, they don't happen in a hondo. They happen like a hall. And there's one of them where I just was watching last night. And it's a hall, and the images are flashed on screens and on the walls, and the two ministers who are part of the group are seated in front, and they're chanting, and you could hear them clearly chant, louder than maybe in the service here, but it's a different different kind of beats, different style, and it's not straight tone, right? It's very melodic and pretty cool, I thought. Anyway, please join me in Gassho in reciting Nembutsu. Namo Amida Butsu. 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 Okay, please rise now for the Gatha Ondokusan II, which you'll find on page 76 in the small Dharma School service book. And thank you, Reverend Sakamoto, for singing for me.
Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you. Please be seated.
Maybe I should explain something for our visitor who moved here from Kentucky. We say Namo Amida Butsu is I take refuge in Buddha. So when we say that in gratitude, we're not asking for anything, because we don't petition for anything in this sect of Buddhism. We're grateful for the things that we have in life, and we express our gratitude by saying Namo Amida Butsu. Are there any announcements?
Okay, so, Phyllis is here. Oh, good. No, please do.
Good morning. On October 4th and 5th, the 47th FBWA 2024 conference will be held at the Doubletree here at the San Jose near the airport. However, on Sunday, we're moving our activities to here at the Betsuin, so we'll be holding our closing service and installation. You are all welcome to enjoy this service with us, which is scheduled to begin at 10:15 and will end approximately 11:45. When you arrive, the Hondo may be full because we are expecting over 200 attendees from the conference joining us here at the Betsuin. But we will have overflow seating in the gym, so please join us over in the gym. After the service, please plan to stay for refreshments in the garden, which will be provided by Karen Hiranaga's committee. Also, parking may be a challenge that day because of everyone moving over from the Doubletree. However, we will have on-street parking similar to what we do during funerals. So if you're not familiar with it, we will have security out there, and we park in the middle of the street. So we hope you'll be able to join us on Sunday, October 6th. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Chris Jung. I'm one of the Assistant Scoutmasters for Troop 611. And I just want to let people know that on Saturday, October 5th, we have an e-waste collection event just across the street. And so there are flyers when you walk out the door just to the right. It'll tell you what's acceptable and what's not. But it is Saturday, October 5th, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., just right across the street. So please come if you have stuff to get rid of. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Nancy Hikoeta, and I'm here for Louise Hayamizu, who is chairing an event this afternoon, or right after the service from 11 to 1. It's the Activities Day here at the Betsuin, and this has been a year-long project that they've been working on, so please don't go home after this service. Go to the gym. There's singing, there's crafts, there are about 10 different kinds of games that are being played, and if you don't know how to play the game, you could learn. They're going to teach you. So please stick around and meet in the gym after. Thank you.
Thank you to Rinban Sakamoto, Reverend Mikame, Reverend Jones, Sumi Tanabe, Organist Colleen Tsuchimoto, AV Coordinator Steve Onishi. Thank you for coming. Please join us for snacks in the garden, and then you can go over to the gym for the games and other activities. We will now have closing gassho.
Namo Amida Butsu.
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 Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Please come up and for incense offering.